Tired of your car insurance rate going up, even with a clean driving record? You're not alone. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry compares rates side by side from over 50 top insurers and helps you switch with ease. Jerry even tracks market rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Switch with confidence. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/Libsyn today. That's jerry.ai/LIBSYN.
Welcome to Car Con Carne. I'm James Van Osel, and Car Con Carne is presented by Alex Ross Art. Alex Ross is an icon in the world of comics and graphic novels. The work he's done, you've probably seen it. Lots of mainstream examples of Alex Ross's art, but for us comic fans, he is the gold standard. His photorealistic way of depicting those Marvel and DC classic characters, unmatched in the industry. See for yourself. Go to alexrossart.com. In fact, you can also buy an original there. That'd make a fine gift if you want to start putting some pennies away for the holidays coming up in a few months.
It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Osdol.
Car Con Carne is also sponsored by 90 Days in the 90s. It's a book about going back in time specifically to the 1990s in Chicago. Been there. It was pretty awesome, and it is kind of awesome as depicted in this book, 90 Days in the 90s. Darby is a record store owner in Chicago, and she hops on the Gray Line, which is a CTA line that goes back in time. And she's faced with the question, does she stay in the 90s or does she go back? What would you do? Read the book, 90daysinthe90s.com. So this is an incredible night. An old friend, a musician who I absolutely adore, Nathan Graham, is here. We're going to talk about what's going on with him, and there's a lot, and we're going to eat soul food as we do it. But before that, it's always easier to play on an empty stomach. Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then this was a good idea. Nathan Graham performing live on Car Con Carne, well, live to tape. What are you going to play, Nathan?
I'm going to play Pride, the new single. My mind searching for what I can't find, so far away from my home. I lost myself in this world, in this place, and I never felt so alone. I won't last another night on my own. I'm stealing time, telling lies, promise you I'm fine, and don't you worry over me. Say one more night, one more year, one more mile, until I can find my way, till I'm free. I will always let my pride get the best of me. My mind searching for what I can't find, so far away from my home. My pride gets the best of me. My pride gets the best of me when I'm alone.
Nathan Graham. Oh, man, that was fantastic. That is Pride. That is a new single from you. That was so good. And you have earned your supper tonight for sure.
I'm literally singing for my supper.
You are. Let's pack the guitar up. Let's get our food. I can't wait to dive in and talk about everything going on with you.
Let's do it.
You are amazing.
Thank you.
And here we are. It is Car Con Carne. That guy right there, Nathan Graham, he is the kind of musician who is a rare and wonderful discovery. All someone needs to do is hear you once, and they're hooked. And if they happen to see you play, well, they're all in. Nathan Graham, this is your 6th time on Car Con. Isn't that great?
Oh, my God.
You've been very good to this podcast. Thank you for coming back.
No, the podcast has been very good to me.
So, yeah, here's the inventory. Episode 71,
Okay.
74, which I think was The Taste of Chicago,
That's right.
391, 600,
That's right.
and then 671, which we did virtually.
That was that the pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the pandemic, yeah.
So we haven't done something like this in person for a very long time.
No.
So this is great.
It is great.
I mean, I've seen you since then. I've seen you randomly in Chicago.
I just like walk into a record store or walking my dog or something like that.
Exactly. So tonight, we just heard you play. We're going to talk about the song and the forthcoming album. We are at 6978 Soul Food. Why 6978? It's at 6978 West North Avenue in Chicago.
I didn't know that was
over here by Oak Park. Soul Food's kind of hard to come by in this area, so this is kind of nice to find.
Yeah, this is different.
This is different.
Yeah.
So let me see what you ordered.
I got the catfish,
which was a smart choice for car eating, and you got collard greens. You got some yams too.
I did. I got some yams over there. Yep.
I ordered jerk chicken, which I knew the second I ordered, like, this is not going to be easy to eat in a car.
No.
This is a bad idea.
You almost went for the smothered chicken?
No, the smothered pork chops.
The smothered pork chops, which was not, that's like a whole, like, napkin into the tucked in deal, you know?
So this is going to be a little bit of a high wire act. Yeah. Which Pepsi is yours?
Oh, the one in the back.
All right.
That's yours. The one in the front is yours, mine is the back.
All right. So we're going to eat, we're going to talk. The last time we did a formal interview, which again was virtual during the pandemic, you mentioned that you had a name for your album.
Right.
And this was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Saint of Second Chances. Nothing has changed since then.
No.
Here we are. We're on the precipice of its release.
It's finally gonna be out into the world, and I'm gonna actually get a chance to see it like come to full fruition, you know.
Have you been sitting on a fully baked album this entire time, or have you tweaked and played and added
there's been tweaks in playing with it. It's not it's because we actually ended up re-recording the full album and then adding a couple songs.
Re-recording it?
Yeah. So we recorded it first, pre-pandemic, and then it just didn't feel finished. Like, it didn't feel like, all right, this is not, like, it was good, and I liked it, and I thought it was like, but it was like every time I would go back and listen to it, I'd be like, I could do that part better, I could do this better. Like, this
isn't that true of any song you write? You can never be satisfied with it.
Sometimes songs do feel done, you know, but there are times when, especially when you're recording it, now you're adding other elements, and it's not just like, okay, you know, me playing acoustic guitar in the house with this song, and the lyrics are done, and the music and the guitar parts are done, but then you add the keyboards and drums and all that stuff, and it's just like, it's like I feel like the keyboard could have done that, or the drums could have done this, or, you know, we should add a percussion right here, or, you know, like redo the backing vocals, just, you know, whatever it is. So this time we actually got in the studio, we took our time, and we actually you know, we did a lot of rehearsals with it and went back and forth, and we had actually the Nets sang on this album, which is
I'm assuming those are the background vocals I hear on Pride.
That is the background vocals you hear on Pride. Yeah, and what you're going to hear on most of the album. So yeah.
Awesome. The piano and backup vocals on Pride, I think, are two standout parts of that song.
Yeah. So the piano is Mike Mamoni.
From Mutts.
Yeah, from Mutts. Yeah.
He's played a keyboard in the backseat before.
I saw him do that. That was a weird thing.
He barely fit.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Well, I mean, no, the keyboard barely fit. I no, not a judgment on Mike.
No, but he's a very
he's buff.
muscly guy. Yeah. But yeah, Mike did that. He actually recorded the first time. He helped me like realize a lot of these songs, you know. So it really did help out to have him in the studio and like have him come and do the piano parts and like hear his ideas and everything, because he's much more of a jazz player and kind of like that loungy sort of feel to him, and I'm more like straight blues or rock music.
Should I be concerned about the giant truck that's just kind of hanging out?
I don't know. That's one thing I noticed about being in Oak Park is like everybody has giant pickup trucks and nobody does any truck things.
He's just kind of hanging out directly behind us.
Yeah. I don't think he knows we're in here. So
okay. Sorry. So Mike, keyboards.
So yeah, he has a lot of different ideas than I do. So that was another thing with that is that when it was the first time we recorded it, it was just kind of like me and what I kind of had in my brain, and it wasn't fully fleshed out. And then to hear what other people's feedback and things that they would put into a song, working with Steve Shirk and his incredible ear, and then working with the Nets and and their background vocals, and because I don't know how to do harmony at all. I don't know how to do harmony.
Well, and they've got the harmony thing locked down.
Exactly. So they knew exactly what to do and got in there and did it. So that was really nice to finally have other input to do that album.
I love it. All right, I'm going to give a peek at my jerk chicken. Again, this was a bad idea. I mean, good idea. I really want jerk chicken. And there's my mac and cheese. Got the muffin. Before I continue, I got to try this. Easy for me to do as I'm maneuvering around a microphone. All right, here we go. Jerk chicken, $69.78. Eating soul food in the car. It's good.
Yeah.
I love jerk seasoning.
It's the best.
Oh, and this isn't too oppressive. Oh, I mean, the chicken just is falling off the bone. So this is actually super easy to eat.
Okay.
All right, so the album officially comes out in October. So we're getting in front of this. Like, I want to dive into all the songs, but maybe we do that when the album comes out, when people can actually get the album.
Yeah.
What's the date? When it comes
October
out?
20th.
This is on Pravda Records.
It's on Pravda, yep.
Pravda, a label that's having something of a new music renaissance. I mean, they're putting out some really cool shit. Like the Mirrors record's great.
Yeah. I actually got to play with Brian at Uncommon Ground, which is really a lot of fun. He's really good.
That dude can sing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, so let's talk about the video for Pride. We got to set this up. This is really good. Do you want like a wing here?
Sure. Yeah.
Grab it.
This guy?
Yeah, grab it.
I'll take a little nibble of that.
Yeah. You got to go out after this. You got to like hose yourself down and.
Well, no, man. It's just like it's the blues man thing. You just that's the flavor. The jerk chicken and
that's right.
And the catfish. That's the flavor of the blues man.
That's exactly right. And you're a little bit blues. You're a little bit soul. I mean, Stax is probably the first thing that comes to mind when I hear your music. Stax and Motown. I mean, you have that timeless style. You borrow from a lot.
Yeah. I mean, that was the thing. It was like growing up, I think I've told you this a bunch of times, but growing up, I grew up with literally every type of music in my house. It wasn't like like I only got exposed to blues or only got exposed to jazz. Right. It was like, my mom loves every type of music. And my dad is like more on the singer-songwriter sort of vibe, and he loves a good story. He likes poems and stuff like that. So, I got both of those. And then when I started to find music on my own, I was like listening to like Warren Haynes, and I was like, okay, if I can do the thing that Warren Haynes does, which I have like cool music plus good lyrics, especially in like a rock band setting. Because sometimes when you're in a rock band, it's like, as a guitar player, it's like there was a Gibson ad, and it said lyrics is wasted time between solos or something like that. So it was, as a guitar player, sometimes you can get kind of caught up in that, and you don't really think about it. But a lot of influences are on this record, and that was another reason why I'm so excited, is because of the fact that I finally get to. I feel like I actually did put my influences in this record as opposed to trying to chase a sound.
I love that. And there's something beautiful and understated about this record. Again, we'll talk about it in depth in October. Classic 10-song record. I mean, just 5 songs per side, thinking in terms of records, A-sides and B-sides.
Yeah.
Intentional?
Yeah. Did
you hold songs back?
Yeah, there's a couple songs we held back. But, I mean, I wanted to tell a story. And I think that those 10 records, I think that they do tell a story. And it just, it's like I loved that old school, even the album cover.
The album cover, I think that's the first thing I said to you when you shared it with me. Like, this album cover is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's very old school album cover.
Yeah.
It's like I love that. I love when I pick up a record and I'm just like, okay, I want to listen to this because of how it looks, even if I've never heard the person before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was definitely intentional. I didn't want to do like a double disc on my first time out, but it was just, it's classic, it's timeless. I like the 10-song album. Even now, I think that it's kind of going back to that. I think even in pop, like pop music, I think it's going back to like the single, the 45 A and B side, and then like the full album being like a kind of a short, concise
thank God.
album. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Yeah, finally.
Support that. So the video,
Uh-huh.
it establishes what you're doing is old school. I mean, the first couple seconds of the video, it's in a studio. It's a shot of a reel-to-reel player, which, again, I'm assuming it's intentional, kind of setting the tone for who you are, what you're creating here.
Yeah. The guy who did the videography on that and production and directing, his name is Rudy Rubio. And I sent him the songs ahead of the actual shooting that we did for that. And I think he understood. I think it was he picks up on things very quickly. He kind of became like the another member of the band at that point, because he could pick up on something very quickly and know like, oh, this is the vibe of this and this is how this should feel. So that was really nice to just, when I got that video back, like the first draft of that, and I was like, oh, this is it. This is the video. So it wasn't, he knew we weren't going for like the, we weren't trying to be the cool kids. We were trying to be, I was trying to be myself, and that is very much what this record sounds like. It's
I've been waiting for this. I mean, I've been in your orbit for years now, and I've been waiting for your moment to arrive. I think we're here. And you've gotten here by being yourself.
Yeah.
I've never watched you compromise. You've just been authentic all the way.
Yeah, that's to my detriment sometimes, but
Pride, the song we're talking about, the song you did a video for. You did a very understated performance of it in the backseat, which was so cool. That's the beauty of going acoustic, is being able to play with the ranges and sounds. I love the breakdown in the song, where you just go into I Lost My Mind, and then it builds back up.
You know what? I listened to this podcast called Dissect. And I really like this guy's name is Cole Kushner. And don't mean to shout out another podcast on the podcast, but
I support all podcasts.
But yeah, he does this really interesting thing of even finding the nuance in songwriting that aren't just the lyrics. And I think that was, like Pride is a very loud and fast song. It starts very loud, it starts very fast, and it's like it's kind of like your pride taking over your mind, you know. So it's like that moment.
It gets in the way.
Yeah, it gets in the way. And even when we were mixing it, Steve was like, "Man, this song is, it's like there's a lot going on in this song. And it's kind of hard to mix." And and I said like that. I kind of intentionally did that because, when you are kind of allowing yourself to be taken over by your own pride and your own ego, there's a lot of times when it's so loud in your head that you don't let anything else in. And then that breakdown is that moment of, well, should I listen to other people? And then going back in, it's like, nah, I got it myself, And then, so I wanted to kind of create that feeling sonically, where it's so like that. You're
telling a story with music,
yeah,
and lyrics, but that's cool.
Yeah.
So, as you get ready to release the album, Saint of Second Chances, coming in October, you have a release show at Fitzgerald's on the 19th of October.
I have, October 18th.
18th. My
Or is
mom.
it 19th? No,
I think it's the 19th.
It's 19th. Yeah.
I knew that because my mom's birthday is the 18th, and I was trying to figure out if I could go.
Yeah. And then I have another one at Sleeping Village, November 19th. That's the
18th.
19th. November 18th. Oh,
My God.
you know my schedule better than that.
So to recap, well, I wrote it all down. So to recap, Fitzgerald's on the 19th. Probably not too far from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Sleeping Village for more city-bound folks on the 18th of November. And that's your year. I mean, it's all ramping up to this release.
Yeah.
After the video for Pride, are there plans to do more?
Yeah, we want to do. We're gonna do like a live video, I believe, for Somebody Else.
Right.
And then there's a song on there called Right One that we want to shoot for, and I think that's gonna have a little bit more. Oh no, actually, I'm sorry. We did shoot a video for Somebody Else. I apologize. That is more of a like a scripted sort of production value video.
Got it.
It's got a lot of funny moments. I personally love that video. I think it's hilarious. There's, like not giving too much away, but like the band members doing kind of like funny stuff and like like kind of give you the feeling of like waiting around for a phone call and the things that you do to kind of pass the time. So,
Got it.
I love that.
All right. So when do we see that?
That will be out, I believe, in August. I think the end of August 30th. Something like that.
Oh, awesome. So
Yeah.
we're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there. Yeah.
And you have fun being on camera? No, really?
No.
Because you seem very natural. You've been on TV.
I know. You know what? I get so self-conscious about like where I'm looking. I actually remember I auditioned for a pilot called Playboy, and then it was about the Playboy Mansion, and I was going to play Ike Turner.
No way.
Yeah, in the pilot, and I remember the talent agent. She was looking at me and she was just like, "Can you keep your eyes like steady?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I didn't know I was moving my eyes that much, but okay. So yeah, I do have when it comes to like being on camera for like video stuff and like when I have to do any sort of acting or anything. That's why I like the Pride video so much, is that I didn't really have to do that. I could just kind of
You could just be Nathan Graham musician.
And Rudy was so quiet. And it's like sometimes I didn't even know he was shooting, or he was in a room with me, and I was just like, "Oh, he's here." So it was really good, and that was nice.
So he captured you naturally.
Yeah.
Ike Turner, obviously bad dude, but was he the beginning of rock and roll? Rocket 88.
Rocket 88 was.
He was right there.
Big Mama Thornton. I mean, it's like that's rock and roll. I mean, yeah, he's right up there. He's right at the forefront. Again,
bad dude. Don't condone his badness, but he was right there at the inception of rock. All right, this food was soul food is called soul food for a reason. I mean, that just made me happy.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to love about mac and cheese and spicy chicken and
exactly.
Oh, I haven't even touched my greens. All right, well, that'll be next. That's something I don't even want to try on camera. I've gone too far already. Oh, and you haven't touched your yams either.
I haven't. That's another thing. It's like it's gonna fall in my chin, and I know it. So
that's what the beard's for.
Yeah.
Beard's there to back you up.
Exactly.
The beard is a food buddy.
It is a food buddy. I like having that food buddy in private. It's funny.
Yeah, we're on camera. You don't want to share the food buddy.
Right after the pandemic, it was one of those things where it's like you walk into a restaurant and you're just like, "Oh, I've been eating at my house."
I have to relearn how to be civil.
Yeah, and it's just like I have to relearn how to like maybe wipe my face after a bite, and like I was just in there just like eating bowls of ramen, just getting after it.
Exactly, as you do. All right, so October, Saint of easy for me to say. Saint of Sec. Can you change the name of the album before it comes out? I can't say it.
SOSC. That's a
SOSC.
SOSC.
From Nathan Graham will finally arrive. It's well anticipated, well worth the wait.
Thank you.
And then we will see you celebrate that at Fitzgerald's.
Yeah.
And onward and upward. I like I said, I think this is your moment, Nathan.
Thank you. You've been a really big supporter of mine, and the fact that you always ask me to do things, and it's like I feel like we're always going to have a relationship. And,
oh yeah,
and that's good. I like
as
that.
long as we keep eating together.
Yeah,
Food
cool
brings
with that.
people together.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations on getting to this point. I look forward to everything that comes next.
Thank you.